There has been one rumor which I have heard about the delegation, and in fact that there were or a delegation of six, that you came all to Abidjan, that you had a quarrel with International Alert, and that you returned to Sierra Leone, and then a part of the delegation was on its way to Guinea and was then arrested. Can you give some clarity to that particular opinion?
To start with, the delegation does not number 6 at all. 5 people were mandated by the War Council to come on this delegation. And of the 5 people, 3 of us are here, myself, Mrs. Jallo, Dr. Mohamed Bari, 3 of us are here. The 2 people were supposed to join a delegation to meet Guinean authorities in Guinea. That also was organized by Dr. Sibo in order to discuss the possibility of a corridor for a thoroughfare for RUF personnel to leave Sierra Leone and to enter Sierra Leone. When the 2 people were coming, they were given money to buy food and drugs for the sovereign civilians in our hands. This simply because the international community, the relief aids have never been allowed to operate in our territory. The ICRC tried to do so, but they were stopped, according to them, by the MPRC. The people in the place there with us are hungry, they are sick, and so on. So those 2 people, Mrs. Aissatou Kalon and Mr. James Masale, were to have bought some drugs and food for the civilians, and then after the meeting with the Guinean authorities, they would have come to meet us here. I can remember Ajua Kuma of the OAU was in Abidjan here, anxious to see us. She called us several times, but by then the people were still in Guinea. She waited and waited until she decided to go back. It's last week or so that we heard on Focus that the 2 people were in fact arrested together with 2 other people, namely Alhaji Mohamed Ali Bari, who was supposed to be an interpreter because he is a Madingo man. He speaks Madingo, he speaks Fula, and he speaks some of the other Guinean languages. So he came along with Mrs. Aissatou Kalon and Mr. James Masare to interpret why they do the business, the food and the drugs purchase. The Guinean driver who was arrested together with them was to facilitate their movement in the town because he's a driver. They were arrested, according to what we heard, and taken to Freetown. And we ask you all, especially you International Alert, the people were still in your hands officially when the incident took place, because they were on their way to join you, to meet the OAU, to meet the UN, and the other almighty international organizations.